Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have you ever wondered why people still judge others based on race or gender, even in modern society? This book explains that discrimination isn't just about hatred, but also about habits that people repeat every day without realizing it. Today, I will review and recommend a reference book titled Breaking Bad Habits of Race and Gender, written by Sarah Mary. This book discusses how race and gender discrimination are formed through habits, social environments, and everyday behavior. Sarah Mary explained that people are influenced by culture, education, and society. So, prejudice can become something normal if it is repeated continuously. Overall, this book teaches readers that society can reduce discrimination if people build more flexible and open-minded habits. Nah, before I talk about the strength and weakness of the book, I would like to briefly explain the main ideas from each chapter so you guys can understand the overall content of this book more easily. Now, the second chapter discuss about John Dewey's idea that human behavior is shaped by habits, experience, and the social environment. People are influenced by what they repeatedly see and experience in society. The chapter also explains that habits can change over time through education and interaction. The third chapter explains that race is not purely biological, but socially constructed throughout history. Society creates ideas about race through culture, politics, and social system. The author also shows how these ideas continue to influence people's perspective today. The fourth chapter focuses on Judith Butler's theory about gender performativity. It explains that gender is shaped through repeated action, behaviors, and social expectation rather than something completely natural from birth. The chapter encourages readers to rethink traditional gender roles in society. The fifth chapter introduces the idea of flexible habits, which means people can develop more open and adaptable ways of thinking about race and gender. The author explained that understanding difference and communicating with others can help reduce prejudice and discrimination. The last chapter explains how school and teachers can help students build flexible and inclusive habits. Education is seen as a powerful tool to encourage respect, equality, and understanding among students from different backgrounds. The chapter also gives practical ideas for creating a fair learning environment. Okay, let's talk about the strength of the book. The first strength is the topic itself. Issues about race and gender are still relevant today, especially on social media, schools, and workplace. The second strength is that the theories are connected with everyday, so readers can understand how discrimination happens in daily life. The third strength is the educational perspective. The book gives useful ideas for teachers and students to create a more inclusive environment. Okay, now let's talk about the weaknesses of this book. The first weakness is that some parts are too academic and difficult for casual readers. Another weakness is that several chapters contain more theory than real life examples. The explanation can feel repetitive and slow in some sections. However, this weakness don't reduce the importance of the book's message. Okay guys, to conclude, Breaking Bad Habits of Race and Gender is an insightful and meaningful reference book. Even though some parts are quite theoretical, the book provides valuable lessons about identity, discrimination, and education. I would recommend the book to students, educators, and anyone interested in social issues. Nah, for my suggestion, I think this book is highly recommended for university students, teachers, and people who are interested in social media and educational issues. This book helps readers understand that discrimination related to race and gender doesn't only come from hatred, but also from habits and social environments that people experience every day. Because of that, readers can become more aware of their own behavior and perspective toward others. I also think this book is very useful for future leaders and educator because it gives important ideas about creating inclusive classroom where every student feels respect and accept regardless of their background. However, for readers who are not familiar with educational theory or philosophy, uh, some chapters might feel difficult to understand because the explanation are quite academic and detailed. So I suggest reading this book slowly and focusing on the main ideas in each chapter. Overall, this book gives meaningful lessons about equality, identity, and social awareness. Encourages readers to become more open-minded and to build better habits in interacting with other people in society issues. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.